Welcome back to pentagramprime, everybody. If I seem a little more upbeat is because I know this is all going to be over with shortly. So we are now we're hardly in the perfect orbit for a re-entry, but I'm fairly certain we are coming back prior to the next orbit because this is going to dip so far into the atmosphere that I have a very hard time seeing us making it through, even with the slightly eccentric orbit that we have here. So I'm going to maneuver us to probably maybe somewhere at about 80,000 meters, and then I'm going to jettison our. I might do a burn to slow us down with what fuel I've got left, and then we're just going to wait for Hellfire. Alright, so I've got to keep an eye on that altitude. And it looks like we're entering on the dark side of Kerban. Alright. Alright, get ready for some fireworks. Alright. Sorry there isn't much more to be seen of this re-entry procedure, but I assure you something is about to happen. You're going to see some flames in a minute. So I'm going to press spacebar and jettison our tanks. Actually, I'm going to burn retrograde before I see Z. Slow us down a little bit, and alright, that's the remainder of our gas. So all of this is useless. Alright. Really not the ending that I had in mind. Kind of a dark screen here. Oh, but I did promise you fireworks, and well, Susa is sitting in the middle of them. So let us hope that this thing comes back in one piece. Does not come out the other side. So there is a reason why space capsules, both from the United States, Russia, and China, look rather similar. It's just aerodynamic factors. You don't want something that's unstable coming back into the atmosphere. Much safer that way. I really am hoping that the SpaceX Starship is going to be really, really good for cargo. But even as a SpaceX fanboy, I gotta say, I wonder exactly how safe it is with 100 people on board. Hopefully, it ultimately has a safety record, better than, say, a 737 MAX, though they didn't set the bar very high. We'll wait and see. Is there anything to be seen around here? Alright, so that's my, it's my trusty spaceship burning up in the atmosphere. So I'm going to try to see the planet in the background. Alright, so we got a little bit of stars here. Really hope we don't crash, because the orbit had us at 8,000 meters at periapsis, which basically means we're 8,000 meters above the surface of the planet. At least that's my understanding what the numbers mean. Could have that wrong, but I think it's right. And yeah, crashing into the planet would be bad, both for Susa and for my fledgling podcast. Apologies again for the situation with the video editing. I am trying to work on formats that are more friendly towards. Sorry about that, Susa. But hey, you're still breathing, right? All right, good. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Susa's not having a very good day, and it's all my fault. But she's easily amused. Hopefully, she'll forget about it. Yeah, I really need to slow this thing down. Whether it's math or gaming videos, I'm either going to have to find a format that is both easy to work with and effective, or I'm just going to have to start making videos about something else. I don't know what. With these videos, I think if I'd started the last week with just playing individual segments of the game and backing them up, wouldn't have been too bad, but didn't turn out that way. I wonder if I got some RCS here that would. Okay, maybe we can. Nope. I'm going to try to keep the blunt end forward and slow this thing down rather than going straight into the planet. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about this week. I mean, this is the perfect time for it. We're just waiting for this vehicle to come back to Earth. Really hope that I'm going to feel so dumb if that parachute does not open properly. I'll hope. I don't even know what these things do. Crew hatch. Yeah. So many hobbies, so little time. I think I'm going to go hiking tomorrow. Alright, 20,000 meters. The speed is dropping off. I'm hopeful we're gonna pull through this. Susa might get eaten by a shark, but I don't think she's gonna die coming through the atmosphere. Alright, I see those flames dying off. Much like the speed, so we can enjoy the, I'm going to call it the Milky Way. I don't know what they call it in the Kerbal universe. And I think we're almost home. Alright, so over here, this is the indicator of whether or not it's safe to use the parachute. And I'm just waiting for I'm waiting for the color to change. That's basically it. We're still going way too fast to safely deploy it. And I think we're there, 15,000 feet. I'll wait a little longer. Let's see if the velocity can get terminal before we deploy. As long as the ground doesn't come up and smack us in the face in the meantime. I think I'm at 13,000 feet now, 13,000 meters. I think I've got until 2,000 and 2, 1. All right, I think the speed's leveled off, so here we go. Parachute is armed, and please tell me I armed that parachute. Armed? Yes. Very good. Oh boy. Alright, 1,000 feet. Now, how about... There we go. All right. Yeah. These are things you got to keep track of. The minimum pressure allowed is a factor. It might have actually made more sense for me to wait, but I'm hopeful that we do have, yes, we have successful deployment of the parachute. Yeah, sorry about the nighttime landing. Wish I had more for you guys, but I'm gonna time warp in a minute and I'll give you some daylight of her. Maybe she'll walk around and get a science report or something. I'm going to see if we can warp to the bottom now. I get it. It's just a parachute. Yeah, they don't like using time warping inside the atmosphere, but, I mean, we're going to be awaiting a long time for that altitude to go away. Alright, sorry for that explosion, Susa. I don't know what that was all about. Alright, 2,000 meters to go. Kind of in a hurry to get this over with myself, but yeah. Successful chute deployment, and we're only at 2,000 meters. I don't want to see anything else go wrong, so I'm going to wait until we're on the ground, and then I'm going to warp again to give us some daylight. You've been gone for 3 years, Susa. You tired? I think Scott Kelly said a year was a long time to be in space. I'm really hoping they're going to get serious about doing some anti-gravity experiments at some point. And I shouldn't be using that term. That's kind of a science fiction term, but artificial gravity. That could be something as simple as taking two capsules, tying them together, and spinning them with like an electric motor or something. Um, yeah, I think the Japanese actually built a device, but they have yet to launch it. But the launch costs are coming down, so I'm hoping someone's going to do an experiment soon. Oh, his atmosphere is really taking its time. Yeah, this is why people do live streams on Kerbal Space Program, because then this is the point where you take audience questions. This is perfect. But you got to cut everybody off the moment you got to start doing maneuvers and everything else. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up and get a snack. I recommend you do the same thing. Alright, got something in the microwave. Still waiting on those last, wow. Still 1,500 to go. I'm going to try to brighten my screen a little bit. Oh, not much else to see. I wonder what the map view looks like right about now. About the same. The other part of the craft probably already burned up. Any Aqua Teen fans watching this? I have to try really hard not to put Aqua Teen footage in here, because I'll probably get sued if I do. But yeah, Dr. Weird is is probably my favorite. I don't know where they got the idea for the costume. I was considering wearing it for Halloween one year, but yeah, didn't really have a budget for a costume still. But you'd have to be really... not everybody could pull this off. The costume has Dr. Weird barefoot and his nipples are showing. And, no one's completely sure why. Plus, I'd have to have somebody come along with me as Steve, who I presume is a graduate student based on the way Dr. Weird treats him. So, what good Dr. Weird quotes can I use here? Behold, I have lost weight. And of course, his colleague there congratulates him and says, "Yep, all sugar is gone, no more carbs, because I got rid of them using this." And then he pulls out a chainsaw and does something really disgusting. So he keeps on using it because he says, "I got to lose 20 more pounds, or I'll never be pretty." All right, 800 to go. I'm gonna pull my snack out of the microwave. Wow. Couldn't have timed that better. Got my food, and Susa's all set, and alright. So we're here. Gonna save this, and then I'm gonna warp to daylight in a different clip. So maybe one more. So happy to have a successful landing. Happy you're back, Susa. This is Pentagram Prime signing off.